Our first guest, Mr. Jason Stein from Citizen Go, was one of the people arrested for defending Christianity and the cross in Paris during the Olympic Games. So, if you remember, in the opening ceremony of the Olympics, there was this pagan ceremony which kind of desecrated and mocked the Last Supper. And they said, it wasn't a mockery of the Last Supper, it was Dionysus. And obviously this is what the liberals do with their lies, and more darn lies. But Jason went out there for his own counter-protest. Jason, thank you for joining us. How are you? Are you in prison?
At this moment, no. I'm a free man, and I'm glad to be so.
Good. But they did arrest you, right?
They did arrest me, indeed. At first, we were led to the police station under false pretenses. It was a case of they stopped the bus. We were a group going out in another location to film some media content for our page.
Right, so pause. What was your bus? What is the big deal about this bus?
So the bus it's sort of an advertising bus, like a moving billboard. We had images from the profanity of the opening ceremony there, and we also had the slogan "Stop the Attacking Christians."
Yeah.
Very straightforward, not a call to violence or anything like that. We were not blocking roads. We were not impeding the games at all. Or the only issue was it was the wrong message for them.
And so they took a dislike to your bus, but your bus was going somewhere else. Were you going on a protest?
We were not protesting, no. We didn't have a plan to protest. All we were doing was creating awareness to a petition that we were creating that was going to the IOC. At the moment, we've got over 380,000 signatures worldwide, and we plan on bringing this forward to the International Olympic Committee once the Olympics is over.
That's amazing.
To ensure that this never happens again at the future Olympics.
And so we can show this on the screen right now. Defend your faith. Stop Christian mockery at the Paris Olympics. 391,517 signatures at the time we loaded up this page. That's incredible. Aiming for 500,000. And we have a direct comparison there of the images of the Last Supper versus the mockery of the gay supper. Not just the gay supper. It's kind of a creepy, perverted supper. I don't know why there's one child there amongst all these drag queens and perverts. It was very strange.
And the child is next to the one who had his bollocks out, wasn't it?
I'm not convinced it was his private parts. I think it was the lighting.
I think he was sneaky nutting, but
either way, it was degenerate, uncalled for, and blasphemous. And so, Jason, what happened when they told you to go to the police station?
So the bus was stopped, and the bus driver called us and said, "Listen, I've been stopped at gunpoint by the police. They're demanding to speak to someone who's in organization." So we got into taxis. We were actually at Notre Dame de Paris at the time, and the bus was stopped outside Arc de Triomphe. So it was quite a journey to get there. It took about 20 minutes. And once we were there, we approached the police and spoke to them and just explained, look, this is a demonstration. We're not blocking anything. It's just a billboard bus. It's going around. Because we were well aware, there's no ways we would be doing a protest and blocking roads. And we wouldn't even bother asking for it during the Olympic Games. They would never grant it. So that was never our intention. But they said, okay, well then there seems to be a misunderstanding of some sort. We'll take your statement at the station if you come with us. So naively we did. And when we were at the station, after about half an hour of waiting around in pretty much a holding cell, we were informed that the matter is being escalated to the National Police and that we are under arrest and we need to hand over our telephones and belongings.
What a bait and switch. How corrupt is that? Come along for a statement and then, while you're here, actually, we're going to arrest you on a national issue. That doesn't sound very democratic to me.
Well, is France?
Good question, Jason. Yeah. So what happens next after they charge you?
There was no charge. The charge actually was dropped in the end, which is how we got out. They tried to get us on the law of illegally starting a protest or organizing an illegal protest. Okay. And the definition that they were trying to use for the protest was a law, I think, based in the farmers' protests of 2022, 2023, of which the French Supreme Court stated a convoy may or may not be considered a demonstration,
Right.
but a single vehicle, a convoy is not.
Okay. So the problem was your bus. They took the images on your bus. They took issue with that. They didn't like that it was a pro-Christian message opposing the anti-Christian Olympics. It seems that's the case.
No, this was a absolute clear political reason behind these actions. They pulled us through the entire process and delayed things as long as possible. Every single request that we made to the rights that we had was met with later. We first need your information. We first need to transfer you. We first need to all these other different excuses. And in the end, we had to call our own embassies. They did not do it. We had to have someone from the outside. Our lawyer had to try and find us. She was running around from station to station trying to find out where we were held, because they never called our lawyer, and they never let us call the lawyers directly, because they said, no, we'll call the lawyer.
The process is the punishment, and they put you through that process on purpose. But for them to not call your lawyer and tell you that they are contacting your lawyer, not to call your embassy, that is outrageous in a so-called free liberal democratic society.
Yeah, it's sad that that the situation happened, and it really was a full trying to drag the law to its fullest extent and even beyond it to outside of the limits of the law, to try and build a case that doesn't exist.
We see this so often, Jason, when the people who are supposed to be on the side of the law are the ones bending or abusing the law for their own political gains. What recourse of action do you have? What are you going to do about this?
Well, we are considering suing the prosecutors.
Good. I think you should. And if you do, let me know, and we'll support you any way we can, whether it's a crowdfund or raising awareness. They can't get away with this, not just being anti-Christian, but persecuting Christians for being Christian at the same time. It's like this political agenda to persecute good in favor of evil is wrong.
It's ridiculous.
Over 5,500 Christians last year were killed for their faith. And this is just a joke to them. It's a mockery. And it's absolutely sickening. And I suppose maybe it's a case of just because most of those Christians are in Africa, who cares? It cares to me, and I'm sure it cares to you as well.
Absolutely.
It matters to you.
Have they at least apologized for what they've done?
On a personal level, I had one or two officers apologize, but officially the police did not apologize, because they said they were in the right to, under suspicion, go forward with this.
Are you thinking about doing it again?
No comment.
And one last thing for me. Do you think they dropped the charges or just surrendered?
Very good.
They fully dropped the charges. We have no record. It's clean.
It is unfortunate in France. We see churches spontaneously combusting all the time. There's a real anti-Christian sentiment in that country. That country needs a lot of prayer and a lot of support. Unfortunately, they're going down the wrong track, and have been ever since the revolution, which was a massive mistake. But Jason, thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for fighting the good fight, and you have our support. God bless you, sir.
And you too, Father. Thank you.
Thank you for watching my Common Sense Crusade. If you'd like to watch the whole show, you can subscribe to lotuseaters.com for as little as £5 per month, and then you get access to a bank of content as well. My show is 3 p.m. every Thursday. See you there. Deus Vult.